welcome to episode 77 of the All the Books Show, the official podcast of the David A. Howe Public Library, where we talk book news, literary news, and author news.
You're like
I'm
the leaning
Eric
tower
Nichols,
of Pisa.
and
I'm
with
Nick
me
Gunning.
Is Nick Gunning.
Eric's leaning really far over to
Well,
try
I've
to
got to
catch
reach
his
the microphone
mic
because I'm sharing it.
with our special guest.
5-time guest?
This is the
Four-time
fourth.
guest.
Yep.
All right, 4-time guest.
My brother Steve. Steve, say hello.
Hello.
So Steve joined us in the past on what? Michael Connolly,
Star Trek and Grisham.
Grisham, that's right.
Yeah.
Since
The
we
Grish.
last talked Grisham, have you updated? Have you read Rogue Lawyer or The Whistler? Have you read either of those?
I have not.
Well, you're not missing much, so that's fine. Totally fine. Today we're gonna dig into some Dan Brown. We're gonna follow an intricate series of Renaissance era clues and get to the bottom of the enigma that is Dan Brown.
Yeah. It's like it's 2002
That
all
seems
over
right.
again.
Sure, that seems
I
right.
can't remember when that
They're
came out.
old. They've been coming out a long time.
2004.
Da Vinci Code, the movie, came out in 2006. Is that right, Steve?
Yeah.
I think
That
so,
can't
yeah.
be true.
Yeah, so like 10 years now.
But I watched the South Park episode.
Within the last 10 years. It must have
guess
been.
so.
Okay.
I would have thought 2005.
All right. So we're going to dig into Dan Brown a little bit later. Before we snatch into that, though, I want to mention the Barnes & Noble Discover Awards. The finalists have been nominated. So this is not an awards that we've...
How come you're wearing a Barnes & Noble t-shirt while saying this?
Oh, yeah, I am.
How come
Yeah,
that
do you
Barnes
like
&
it?
Noble executive just came by with a giant check for you?
Sponsorship. Just to be clear, this is not sponsorship. But I did want to mention the Discover Awards. This is where... booksellers can submit upcoming fiction and nonfiction. Publishers can submit, and then Barnes & Noble has a panel, and they pick a couple, and then they feature those books like for the year. So there's a lot of good past winners. Right now, they're just in the finalist stage. So these are some books to check out.
Okay.
Blood at the Root by Patrick Phillips. Subtitle, A Racial Cleansing in America. So probably not a light beach read. I wouldn't suggest, taking this...
I don't read on the beach. I think we've talked about this before. But I'm not going to take like a book to the beach.
Yeah.
Just not going to do it.
You got to be like a parent in their 40s.
Yeah.
They go to the beach, their kids playing with friends, they're just sitting back.
Yeah, but I feel like you got to be like a
thing.
single parent for that.
Do you think?
Yeah, I can't, I don't know. I just talk, or I would nap, or I would just build a sandcastle. There's so much to do at the beach.
That's
Walk
just you.
down the water, play in the water,
Yeah.
swim in the water and hope there's no sharks. Sorry, you just
That's
trying
okay.
to go through
No,
this thing.
that's
Beach
all right.
read.
A finalist in fiction, Homegoing by Yag Gyasi. Now, this is one that was also a Goodreads Choice Award. I don't know that it won, but it was in the top. We discussed this.
It used to be a name, too, before you butchered it.
Another nonfiction, Lab Girl by Hope Jarin. And fiction, The Light Keepers by Abby Genny. And finally, finalist in fiction, Shelter by Jung Yoon. So they'll pick some books, and we'll check back in when they do that and talk about these. But just a little heads up right now. Those are some new upcoming authors that we're talking about. Let's dig into our bookmarks.
I think your Barnes & Noble chauffeur is here as well.
Oh, good. Okay, great. Yeah,
take you to that
he's a
free
little
dinner.
late. He's a little late. Thank you, Barnes. I don't think that's his name, but
His name is Barnes.
it's part of the deal.
Pretty good, yeah.
It's part of the deal.
Well, you are a noble.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Let's talk about what we've been reading. What have you been reading?
What have you been reading? I can't talk about what we've been reading because of a segment we're going to be
Because
doing.
of the segment. Okay.
Yes.
Steve, how about you? You finished a good book lately? You did.
Yes, I have been.
What's that? That Bryan Cranston book you read?
Yes, I just read A Life in Parts, Bryan Cranston.
That book came out and it puzzled me because I was never curious about the life of Bryan Cranston. Was it good?
It was very good, very interesting. Had a very different life than you would expect. It was a typical actor story.
Huh.
He was on the Power Rangers before.
He was.
He
Yeah,
was?
He got his got some of his early starts doing voiceover work for the American version of the Power Rangers.
He
It's
failed
why
to mention that in
it's
A Life in
really
Parts,
did he?
Bryan Cranston.
It's why he's signed on to do the play Zordon in the new Power Rangers movie because he feels like it's kind of giving back to his start.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like the guy who played like the pudgy pig, like the monsters, or if he played like actual like reoccurring characters. I just know he did like a few episodes of voice work.
And he's going back to play Zordon.
Yeah,
Okay.
because that's how.
Really come full circle here.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I imagine it was Power Rangers opened the door to Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, that's
Which is one of my
that's the
favorite shows
gateway.
of all time.
Steve hasn't really seen it,
I
right?
have not.
Power Rangers?
Well, which one? But
No.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the
Malcolm in
Middle.
the Middle's so funny.
Yeah. I like
But-
Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, but I kind of lived that life.
Did
so-
you? Well,
Yeah.
wait, which one were you, though?
I would like to imagine I was Malcolm.
Okay.
Yeah, it works out that I'm Malcolm and my two brothers fit the other roles very well.
Wow.
So
Okay.
It's just I'm the oldest in this situation, so I'm not the middle child.
I feel like I first knew about Bryan Cranston from Seinfeld. Tim Watley, he's the dentist.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, so maybe that opened the door.
Enough about Bryan Cranston.
Yeah. Remember, kids, if you star in Power Rangers, you get to be in Seinfeld.
That's right.
That's the law of Hollywood.
I finished a bunch of stuff, mostly graphics. So I'll start with the graphics.
I read graphics.
Okay, well, I'll come back to you then. I read Garfield 62. Garfield follows his gut.
That doesn't count.
It's a collection of the comic strips.
No.
Not good. As you recall, I thought book 61 was kind of a return
I don't
to form.
recall.
But 62, kind of lazy.
When did you last talk
You
about
made fun of
Garfield?
me for saying that like Garfield got his edge back.
That's
You
true.
vamped on that for
Okay,
a
I
long
do
time.
remember
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Anyway, 62
Garfield's
not
finally
so
taking
good.
up smoking again.
Yeah, I read a few new graphics to our collection, part of this DC Rebirth relaunch character thing. I read the
We
first
need to explain
Nightwing.
what's going on then.
Do we?
I don't know. We got some listeners who don't know and or care.
Relaunch.
Okay.
They're pretty much just relaunching things.
Back in 2011.
Oh, no.
So long ago.
Oh, boy.
That is 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Back in 2011, DC Comics decided to reboot every single superhero and every comic they had. They relaunched everything at #1 with a very weird timeline. Some took place 5 years before the present.
Yeah.
Some took place during the present.
Yeah.
And so you'd have multiple Superman titles taking place at different times.
Right.
None of them were really that good, though.
Yeah, true.
Is the problem.
Yeah.
DC had a diminishing returns as the years went on. And so now they've just rebooted, but instead everything gets a #1 again, but now
Yeah.
it's all confusing still because
Yeah.
sometimes it's the New 52 canon,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's the New 52, like the
Very
90s.
confusing. I think I covered that for most of our listeners by saying relaunch. But thank
Yeah,
you.
but they might not
Thank
have-
you for going in depth.
Anyway.
I read Superman and Nightwing. Both were just Superman was okay. Nightwing was terrible.
But these are both series that are going along as if nothing has changed. Is that right?
No, the Superman one incorporates like Prime Superman and like New 52 Superman stuff. It's very confusing. Nightwing pretty much just follows the New 52.
I give DC Comics a lot of what's the word?
Credit?
No. Flack. There we go. I give them a lot of flack for not keeping my interest. But then I remember that I used to never read monthly DC Comics. I only used to read specific storylines. Like this is Superman Red Sun, and it's a good standalone, and that's all I read.
Okay.
It's only since the New 52. So I guess they got the job done.
Well,
it's
all
really
right.
only since Infinite Crisis.
Well, I can't really recommend either of those, but we have them in our collection if you want to read them. I also read Amazing Spider-Man Worldwide Volume 3, which is good. That series is getting cool. Then graphics aside, I read a book about Barack Obama's presidency called The Stranger by Chuck Todd. Chuck Todd of
That's
Meet
by
the
Albert
Press.
Kumis, I believe.
No, that's different. It's Albert Camus, and no, it's not that.
Camus.
The Stranger by Chuck Todd. It was good. I mean, it was an overview of basically the headlines in the Obama administration. And the thing that I didn't like about it that prevents me from being go out and read it was that it never really settled into a premise. It wasn't we're gonna look at this aspect of Barack Obama, and it kind of acted like it was going to do that,
Right.
but then it didn't. So it felt kind of hollow. It wasn't really compelling reading. I wasn't particularly bored, but it wasn't written in a flowing style that really made you want to keep going. It was. So that's kind of a lukewarm kind of review there.
The Prime Minister wrote a companion book about some phone calls he had with Barack Obama. It's called When a Stranger Calls. I was so happy with that.
Too much lead up
No,
for such
no,
little payoff.
Just enough. When a
No.
stranger calls, like the movie.
Yeah, I know. I
Forget
understand. I understand.
Forget about it. That one's free.
Making a connection is not necessarily the same as making a joke. And I
That
think,
was so funny.
I think you've proved that to
Because
our
your book's
listeners
called The
today.
Stranger.
I know what it's called.
It's
Yeah.
like, sir, a stranger's on the line.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I hate it when a stranger calls.
yeah.
Pick it up.
And now to lose my street cred from reading that serious book, I've cycled back to the Lost Years Star Trek. J.M. Dillard. Have you
Yeah.
read this one, Steve?
I don't think so.
This is set between the series and the movies. It's what happens in between there. I've had it forever, and I've started reading it, and then I wanted to read this Obama book and a few other things. So
Nick
I
likes
got away and went
to
back.
present himself as this cool guy who's putting cigarettes in his shirt sleeves and everything.
I don't
but
think-
yesterday during the Super Bowl, he was reading this Star Trek book
Yeah.
while the game was on.
Yeah.
So Nick's only so cool.
Yeah. Well, it's just the Patriots were doing so poorly for so long that there just wasn't much
But we
happening.
came back, baby.
I know you did. Yeah, you
Congrats to
certainly
all
did.
my Pats fans,
Yes,
my
yes.
fellow Pats fans.
It was a good game, I gotta say.
Yeah.
I was. We weren't really. Well, I personally wasn't really planning on sitting there and watching the Super Bowl. We were gonna
Yeah.
like play games and stuff,
Yeah.
but the
Sucks
game
you in.
it did. It sucked us in. We had a good time. We had a good time. Our snack ratios were off. So in future
Yeah,
years,
I don't think we've. Yeah, I
we'll,
don't know.
We'll
I
have
thought
to
we-
address that. But
Like when you list out all the stuff we had, you're like, you should have been fine.
yeah, you should have been. but
It's because those mini hot dogs are so mini.
Yeah.
One person can eat a whole
just went
tray
right
of
through.
them.
Just went right through.
Yep.
Better than the Super Bowl in high school, where I watched the Lois and Clark marathon on a pocket
That
TV.
was that was the Super Bowl. I thought that was just like a regular party.
no,
you
it
were
was
at.
the Super Bowl. Yeah.
So what year was this that you were watching a Lois and Clark marathon on a portable television?
I mean, the series was still on, so it must have been like 96.
That's-
I would have been like 13.
Is this
something
with
like
friends or just like a?
That. Yeah, I was friends.
Okay.
It's not as crazy as it sounds. I didn't want to go because I didn't want to watch the Super Bowl, and they were just come. They were just just come, just do whatever you want, just like hang out with us. And I was like, okay. So I did, and I did what I wanted. I would stop watching Lois and Clark to watch the Super Bowl commercials, which I gotta say were pretty disappointing this year.
Yeah, they've gotten not good.
Yeah, remember when that used to be a thing? Like
Yeah.
Super Bowl commercials were
I think
good
the
and
internet
funny.
killed it.
Oh,
Now everything's like memes
yeah.
are what the Super Bowl trailers used to be.
Yeah.
You'd watch a commercial and we would just share it, but now it's just like,
You're right.
what are we gonna do?
It's very astute of you, my friend.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I'm a commenter on a. I couldn't say commenter.
No,
there,
you
but I'm a
couldn't.
commenter on a modern society.
Yes,
So-
you are. Yes, you are. Okay.
Is that all you read?
Yeah.
That almost seems like a light load for you there, man.
I know. I've got a stack of things that I want to read.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got like my list. It just keeps growing longer and longer. I'm a little ahead in the book club, so
Oh, there
I'm
you
like
go.
I'm feeling all this freedom.
Because you've read Pelican Brief.
No, I haven't actually. I haven't.
not ahead at
Steve,
all.
our next book club for Page Turners is Pelican Brief, which you
I have not read that
haven't
one yet.
read.
No.
Okay.
Steve should come to your book
Me
club.
neither, and it's one of the like iconic ones, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of looking forward to reading
I've
it.
been wanting to see her buy it a little bit.
Yeah, the
Denzel
group-
Washington and Julia Roberts, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
yeah. The book club is like half and half. Like half of the people are like, "Oh, I love Grisham," and the other half are like, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "Yes, read it." So,
You sound like a
Anyway.
demanding book club leader.
but I've already read the Underground Railroad, and I'd already read the Mary Higgins Clark one we just did. So I've had this like unprecedented
yeah.
run of like I can just read whatever I want.
Yeah.
But now I have to buckle down and read Pelican Brief, and
Okay.
then after
You know what? I feel like
after
you just read a
Underground
kid's
Railroad,
book I wanted you to comment on.
after Underground Railroad, we're doing The Nest by Cynthia D'Apric Sweeney.
Okay.
I did read Go Away, or Leave Me Alone, which was one of the it was one of the Caldecott's maybe
No.
one of the honor
Oh,
books
okay.
that none of us have read. I did read that and it was very good, but if you find it, you can tell me what it is and I'll comment on it.
Okay, yeah. It was a kid's book I thought was pretty funny that you're just reviewing.
Okay.
Oh, no. It was the fact that you read Danny and the Dinosaur.
Yeah.
Was this the first time you've read Danny and the Dinosaur?
I don't think that I read it myself as a child, if that's what you're asking. I think I've read it to my son before. I just hadn't marked it.
I'm pretty sure Danny and the Dinosaur is the first book I ever read by myself.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it.
So.
Mine, ours is just, we have a used copy. I don't even know where it came from, but
I like to imagine I got it for you.
some of them, the pictures are just black and white
Yeah.
in there. They're just, but whoever owned the book before, like, really expertly colored them in with colored pencils. And it's so good. Like, the continuity from page to page is like, that kid's shirt is the same color. Good job, little kid.
All right.
So, yes, I do like Danny and the Dinosaur. And I feel like I've read other things by that author. Was it Sid Hoff? Is that who wrote that?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, okay. Well, the style is very familiar to me. So,
Okay.
have you read that one, Steve? Danny and the Dinosaur? Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Uh,
I like to mix in some classic kids books. I try to get like the popular series. We've read like all of Seuss. And then I try to pick up the stuff that's like,
have you read But No Elephants yet?
getting starred reviews and stuff. I don't think so.
But No Elephants is like one of my absolute favorites.
I don't know.
The
I'll have to
old,
look
the
it
old
up.
woman, she keeps buying pets from this guy who sells, and
Yeah.
she keeps buying one pet every time he visits, but she always says no elephants.
Yeah.
And so at the end, like, the elephant just doesn't have a home.
Yeah.
So
That's
she
sad.
buys it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
My wife keeps saying I need to do like a little kids book blog because like I've read and rated like
Yeah.
the whole gamut.
And you're so vicious to
things,
some of the
so-
Clifford books.
Yeah.
You are merciless to the
Okay,
Clifford
here's
books.
the thing with the Clifford books.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the regular old Clifford books, and then every like 5 books or so, it's just a clip show. He just like takes random events from other things and puts them together. Then you get to the end, and it's like, see the full stories at this. I'm like, that's not a book. That's not a book at all. It's just like you had extra pages and you
Right.
glue them together.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Anyway,
But you do love clip shows on TV.
I don't love clip. Nobody loves clip shows on TV.
Some people do.
Not a person.
Okay.
Not a single person. The actors who don't have to work that week
Oh, yeah,
probably
that's
like
great.
they just
They
have to
still
sit
get
at a
paid.
table and be like,
Yeah.
"Remember that time we should do a clip show." All the books clip show.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you want?
Especially this dynamite minute right here.
Yeah, I know it's really good.
Going-
Do you want to talk about the things that you read that we jumped over?
Yeah, sorry. I there were some graphics.
Dig
I read
in.
100 Bullets last night.
I thought you did not like this series.
I don't.
Why do you keep reading it?
Because I've read 7 of them, Nick.
Okay,
I'm not
but-
just going to stop the series halfway through. It's just-
Halfway? You have to read 7 more?
6 more.
Oh my gosh! You don't like the series, and you're going to read 6
I
more?
don't love it, but every now and then it's slightly interesting.
That's buried cost, my friend. You're never going to get that time back.
I guess.
Reading more books will not make you unread the first or make you like the first retroactively.
No, it's fine.
No, you need to give up.
It's not my thing, but I've just been reading. It's the same thing with this other series called DMZ. I've just been reading it for ever, since like 2005.
DMZ?
Yeah, Dead Man Zone.
Oh boy.
Well, it's a very political one. It's about
Okay.
an American Civil War. It's not a fun comic to read these
Have you
days.
read Invisible Republic yet?
Yeah, I read Volume 1
Okay.
a while ago. We gotta get Volume 2, or is it not out yet?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I read 100 Bullets. I read some Flash comics, which are just not good.
Blah.
The New 52 run.
Yeah.
Read a Batman one. I think this is the second to last one of Scott Snyder's.
Okay.
Not great, very redundant. Batman stopped being Batman for a little bit, which we have
Oh,
seen
boy.
100 times.
Wow.
In fact, I feel like we just did 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I also read Volume 1 of this series called The Green Hornet.
You
Yeah.
guys aren't singing the Green Hornet theme song with me.
Is that the theme song?
Yeah, that's a theme song.
Are there words?
No.
Oh. Driving in his Buick. It's the Green
Yeah.
Hornet. He can do it. He's
Yeah.
got his friend, Kato.
Yeah.
Isn't he real neato?
Did you ever watch that show, Steve?
No.
It was on like concurrently with the Adam West
I
Batman
just saw
show.
a guest appearance.
You saw the
on
crossover?
Batman
Yeah,
show,
that's a great one.
all
That's a
I've
great
seen.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
So I read it.
Did you like the series?
It's so 90s.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, it feels Blank Man. The old, which Wayne's Brothers
I
Blank
think
Man?
that's Damon Wayans.
Damon Wayne's Blank
yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
It almost feels like that in terms of his story structure. It's just so, it's so 90s. The way, like, the action
Yeah.
builds, just the structure, the interactions, but you know what else kind of has that 90s vibe about it?
I don't.
Is the fact that it kind of reminds me of like Batman Beyond and Mask of Zorro, like
Oh,
those 90s
yeah, yeah.
like
He's passing it on to
yeah,
a new
the Shadow. Though I don't think the Shadow passed it on.
Yeah.
But it just, I mean, it's cool. It has that 90s, it has that pulp hero action that the 90s had done.
Hey, you're preaching to the
So,
choir. I know.
You kind of wish this had been the movie that they had made in the 90s.
I do. Yeah, that would
And
have
then
been
we
great.
could we could be watching Green Hornet, The Shadow,
Yeah.
Phantom,
Yeah.
Rocketeer. We could be having a 90s pulp
Yeah, that
marathon.
would be great.
I haven't read the second volume, which concludes this storyline.
Yeah, you should read the second
I don't
one.
love Kevin Smith's humor because every now and
Okay.
I mean, he just has like these gangsters talk and use language that if you listen to Kevin Smith talk, you're like, that's just something Kevin Smith says.
Right.
It's cool, but no
Right.
one else would say that. I would never refer to something awesome as what he uses instead,
Right,
and I'm not
yeah.
going to repeat it.
Good for you.
But yeah, but it's fun.
I think it's worth reading the concluding volume. I don't think you'd like the whole series as a
Okay.
whole, probably.
But I do
kinda
like
goes
the
in and
whole,
out.
like-
we do have this series in our collection, though, folks. So
do
I
like
would
the
encourage
young
you to
gun
read it.
taking over the
Yeah.
legacy.
It's fun.
So.
It's just like a fun, enjoyable. You should read them, Steve.
So is this the script he was
Yes.
gonna film?
Yeah.
And then he just chickened out because he's kind of a lazy guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it was just laying around, and they were like, well, they did that with, he wrote a script for a Bionic Man, too, or Bionic Woman. I get one of the two.
All right.
And they did the same thing. Dynamite turned it into a series.
All right. Well, there you go.
Okay, that's it.
Yes.
Well, take us into book news.
oh boy,
What do you got?
I'm so excited. Steve, you get to be here for book news this time. I mean, technically, as we brought up, you've been here the whole episode
Yeah,
before, and we just
just-
had you stay quiet in the
Just
corner.
sitting mutely, not acknowledging him. Yep.
All right. So, Steve.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know, because we had you locked in the closet last time, these are the books that are coming out February 7th,
Okay.
2017. These will be available this week, or, next
Whenever,
week.
whenever
Yeah.
you're listening to it.
So we got a book. I'll come back to this one.
Oh, well.
We have a Separation.
Strong start.
Separation by Katie Kantuma. I brought it up because the cover looks like fire. Steve is here to back me up. This is a fiery cover.
It is indeed.
Thank you, Steve.
Well, now I believe it.
All right. All Are Wrong Todays by Ellen Mastai.
That's a
Elon.
uncomfortable title.
All Are Wrong Todays?
Yeah, it's like the rural juror
Yes. It's a thrilling tale of time travel and alternate timelines.
Oh, I do like me
With-
some time travel.
Do you like alternate timelines?
Yeah.
Okay, as long as Doc Brown is there with the chalkboard to explain
Yeah.
how the alternate timeline
Yeah.
works. Timelines with a refreshingly optimistic view of humanity's future. That is a blurb from Andy Weir of The Martian.
Oh,
So if he likes it and you don't, who do you think you are?
yeah. Good question.
So you gonna read this? I like time travel and I like alternate timelines, but as I've been learning, I'm just having
Go on.
problems with the optimistic views of humanity these
Yeah.
past few
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, don't make us sad, please.
All right. It's just happened. I'm having a hard time like finding a sci-fi book I want to read now because like I used to read it like because I was like, oh, maybe someday us, and now I'm like, maybe. All right, Desperation Road. Oh, geez.
That
I
sounds
know
sad.
this road will.
Yeah,
well,
seriously.
All right. It's by Michael Ferris Smith. Guess what this is in the vein of?
What?
Winter's Bone and the works of Ron Rash.
I've never
whoever
read
that is.
I never read the book Winter's Bone, but I did like the movie.
Okay.
That was like Jennifer Lawrence coming out party.
Yeah.
Either that or the Billy Engvall show. I think that was her.
Okay. It's a novel set in the tough and tumble Mississippi town where drugs, whiskey, guns, and the desire for revenge
That sounds right.
violently intersect. Well, that's because the stoplight hasn't been working there for 11 years. So
Yeah.
violence doesn't know if it has the right of way.
Yeah.
Drugs never stop.
It's just trying to
Yeah.
yield and
Yeah.
merge into
You're always
traffic.
like, whiskey yield. He's like, they'll yield for me.
Whoa, whoa.
All right. Echoes in Death. This is a depressing book news.
This is about Echo the Dolphin?
Yes, this is about Echo the Dolphin from
Wow.
the old Sega Genesis
Wow,
system.
Sega Genesis.
He's
That's
back
great.
in book form.
Better than ever.
Echoes in Death by J.D. Robb,
Ah,
otherwise
yes.
known as
Nora Roberts.
Nora Roberts,
Yeah.
Queen of Nick's Heart.
I think you established last week that that's Stephanie Meyer for some reason.
That's true, yeah.
But
Well, I don't know. I guess she's just the queen of your life. Like she's just like,
I
Nick,
mean-
fetch me my slippers.
that's weird.
I don't know why I came up with slippers. You're
I
not a
don't know.
retriever. You're a golden retriever.
You're being weird, is what
All
I
right.
know.
The chilling new suspense novel from #1 New York Times bestselling author J.D. Robb is the perfect entry point into the compelling, in-depth police procedural series
Well,
featuring
good.
Lieutenant Eve Dallas.
If that wasn't an entry point, you'd have to read like 60 books before
Yeah.
that just to
Yeah.
get there.
Yep.
Who's got that kind of time?
J.D. Robb.
Maybe when we do our Nora Roberts spotlight, we can talk about that's not a thing that's going to happen. Oh, it might. Maybe it will.
Like someday one of us picks up a Nora Roberts, like, hey,
You know what?
she's onto something.
She's got it. She's got it.
Yeah.
Her new fantasy series is like weirdly popular. So
What is that
maybe-
one?
Oh, I don't even remember. It's a
Okay.
trilogy.
All right. My Not So Perfect Life.
Uh-oh.
That's all.
Oh, okay.
No, this is a book. My Not So Perfect Life by Sophie Kinsella.
Oh,
So author
Shopaholic.
of the Shopaholic series.
yeah.
This is a fiction story. For a second, I thought it was going to be a biography or something.
Yeah.
Autobiography. But it's
Yeah.
not. It's another fiction story.
Okay.
So there you go. Have you ever read any of these books?
Sophie Kinsella?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about this. I listened to an audiobook on a trip, and it was a British woman reading it. And
Oh.
like the male like love interest was an American man,
Uh-huh.
and the woman like the British woman trying to do an American man's
right.
voice. He was just like, "I love you so much. I'm a man." So he was just like really slow and boring
Yeah.
and dull.
Okay.
So we kind of got into it, but not for the right reasons.
Okay. So you would say it was All You're Wrong Today.
Also on that trip, we listened to a Michael Crichton, and one of the characters' name was Per Anerson, and we just couldn't stop laughing about
What
it.
book was that?
I don't know. Was that Next, maybe? Or Prey? I don't know. One of those two. One of those two with a red and white cover. Anyway,
All right.
but it's... I'm sure reading it, you wouldn't think about it, but just saying Per Anerson over and over again.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
You're a 10-year-old is what we learned.
Yeah, thank you. What else you got?
I was trying to look up what the book this is,
Oh.
but we'll come back to it.
Okay.
State of Fear? Prey.
That's what I said.
I don't know. They're just throwing a whole bunch of stuff. at me.
Okay.
Let's see. Robert B. Parker's revelation
Oh,
is that he's passed on, and his books are still being
no.
written without him.
boy.
Robert by Robert Knott.
Oh,
so this
no.
is a lawman.
Robert, not my Parker.
Oh, you're not gonna be happy about this. Lawman Virgil Cole
Yeah.
and Everett Hitch
Yeah.
return to confront an escaped criminal in the grittiest entry yet.
Steve, you've read some Robert Parker.
Yes.
Have you read any of the Virgil Cole,
No,
Everett
I
Hitch?
have not.
Appaloosa is very good. It's the first book in the series. I think Parker wrote 4, and then Robert Knott continued the series in a non-acceptable way. His writing style, I don't
Drastically
like.
different.
I don't like it. Yeah, it doesn't feel the same at all.
Sorry, man.
But they are still popular, so I'm glad for the people who can get behind it. Good for you.
Rush of Blood by Mark Billingham. Are you familiar with this author?
No.
I looked up his bibliography.
Okay.
And he's written a whole bunch of stuff, and I feel like we've seen it.
Okay.
Anyways, the tag is Perfect Strangers, A Perfect Holiday, The Perfect Murder. Nothing like Perfect Strangers.
Yeah. Cousin Larry Appleton? Perfect Strangers.
Yeah. Hey,
Belky. Whatever.
the book Thieves.
Oh, sequel?
No.
Like Anaconda Anacondas?
Or Predator Predators.
Alien Aliens?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. No, stop. We did it. We hit it. We hit it right. Don't.
Okay. The book Thieves, the Nazi looting of Europe's libraries in the race to return a literary inheritance by Anders Riedel. So for readers of The Monuments Men and The Hare with Amber Eyes, the story of the Nazi systematic pillaging of Europe's libraries and the small team of heroic librarians now working to return the stolen books to their rightful owners.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They wrote a book about us?
Yes,
We time traveled through alternate dimensions in that other book,
that's true.
helped these books, and then came back here.
Yeah,
Talk about it.
there we go. I don't know. The book's Thieves, like I saw that, I'm like, so this has no connection to the book Thief.
No.
Which everybody
Very
knows.
popular
There's a
too, yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
It's a young adult book, like
Yeah.
kids read in school. Anyway. We got Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman.
Oh, yeah, I've been hearing
So
about
I guess
that.
this is
yeah.
him just like telling Norse mythology straight.
Oh, boy.
But like,
Okay.
giving his own Neil Gaiman. I'm
Sounds
excited for
really
this one. I like
interesting.
Norse mythology.
Okay.
But the old texts are hard to read, my friend.
Yeah. Well,
So.
maybe Neil Gaiman will make them approachable for you
Yeah.
in your own life.
All right.
Neil Gaiman fans, you can go back and check out our Neil Gaiman Spotlight.
Yeah.
In
It's
past
one of our most
episodes.
popular episodes.
It is one of our more popular. That and Neil Simon. We
Yeah.
need to find another Neil and do
Yeah.
a spotlight on it because it's really
What's another
working.
Neil that's
I can't
written
think
a
of
book?
a single other one.
Neil.
There's got to be one.
Norman.
Now's not the time.
Mailer?
Stop.
There's no Neil in that name at
No,
all.
there's not.
A Book of American Martyrs by
Joyce
Joyce
Carol
Carol
Oates.
Oates. Yes.
And my close personal friend.
If Nick could ever go back in time and marry somebody while they're
Whoa.
in their 20s,
Whoa.
it would be Joyce Carol Oates.
I don't think that's true.
That's not true?
No, we're just friends.
You and Joyce Carol Oates.
Yeah, we're just friends.
You want to go back in time?
And
Be
marry
like, Joyce, hi, I'm Nick Gunning.
and marry
just-
her? No. I mean, I would go back in time for other reasons.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Name
I'd like
one.
catch an Elvis show, maybe.
Oh, yeah, sure.
See Bye Bye Birdie on
Yeah,
Broadway.
have him sign a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. But I would screw it up and have him sign like CDs and things.
Yeah,
So
he's like-
I'd be like, no, Elvis really signed these. CDs weren't even invented at that time.
All right. Here, I'm going to retire the bit where I say you're in love with any of the authors.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
Wait, one more time?
Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
If one comes up.
Okay.
But I feel like I topped it with saying you write fan fiction about you and Stephanie Meyer,
It was good.
which is isn't, yeah. So anyways, do you know anything about A Book of American Martyrs by Joyce Carol Oates?
Yeah, I do. Do you want me to tell you about it?
It's a stunning, timely depiction of issues hotly debated on a national stage, but which makes itself felt most lastingly in communities torn apart by violence and hatred. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's going to be a tough read, but I do want to read it.
You like a tough read. I got some young adult books.
Okay.
Nowhere Near You by Leah Thomas. This
Leah
is
Thompson?
No, Leah Thomas.
From Back to the Future?
You're not listening.
And Howard the Duck?
Leah... I don't think she's happy with you saying
Sorry.
Howard the Duck.
And Caroline in the City?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's fine with Howard the Duck. I think she's come back around. She just gave her likeness rights for the comic book series.
Oh, that's true.
This is Nowhere Near You is a sequel to Because You'll Never Meet Me. We're getting both those books in our collection very soon.
I'll take them both.
Starfall by Melissa Landers. This is a sequel to Starflight, which is a book we have in our collection, and this
I
book
think
is coming out right.
It's a prequel to Star Witch. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Winter Song, a novel by S.J. Jones. We're also getting this in our collection.
Okay.
Let's see. Ooh, Marie Lu. She writes the legendary series. She says Winter Song is a maze of beauty and darkness, of music and magic and glittering things, all tied together with exquisite writing. This is a world you will want to stay lost in. I don't know. Like when you say
Okay.
something is like a maze of beauty and darkness, of music and magic and glittering things, what does that tell me about anything? It just tells me that
Yeah.
you yourself think of yourself as a poet, and that this book is probably going to be a very emotional time.
You're going harsh.
All right. And then we got King's Cage, which is what we have to call Nick's office.
The King's Cage? Yeah,
King's
you do
Cage.
have to call it that.
Back to the King's Cage!
That's right.
This is by Victoria Aveyard. Do you know what this is for?
The King from his cage does not know.
This is book 3 of the Red Queen series.
Oh, okay.
Red Queen, Glass Sword,
Yeah.
The Broken Crown, Cruel Crown. I'm sorry, Cruel Crown, everybody. Glass Sword, King's Cage. King's Cage is the third book.
Okay.
So, very popular series. Somebody just asked me if we had this last week. Book wasn't even out yet.
That's crazy.
I told them to never come back.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
I was like, listen,
No.
we don't want your kind.
No, that's not what we do.
Really?
You want them to come.
Oh!
Our whole model is about people coming here.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
That explains why nobody checks out my books.
Oh, darn it.
Every time they ask if I have something, I just tell them to leave.
I've
Even
been
if I
so
have
clear.
the book.
I've been so clear about
Yeah.
this.
People are like, do you have any of the Harry Potters? I'm like, get out. We have so many Harry Potters.
I know we do.
I didn't realize
yeah.
I was supposed to give them the
Yeah,
books.
they don't even have to pay. It's just free.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We don't charge at this library?
No. People can check out anything
Nick,
they want.
why do you think my budget is so high?
I don't know.
Because I keep adding to it.
Oh, no.
I keep charging for books.
Oh, no.
When I actually let
Wait,
people check it.
You're like some sort of book loan shark?
I guess. I've been charging 20 books a week.
You've gone unchecked for far too long.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, boy.
This was a joke. The library doesn't charge anybody anything for.
It's not a joke, Eric. This is a serious accusation.
Do we have anything in our collection that costs money?
No.
That's my local library, the hometown I grew up. You had to pay $1 to rent movies.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
and you had them for a week.
I mean, we have fines if things aren't returned.
Right.
But to take them...
You know what though? I think that was back before streaming and everything. I think now it's just like nobody's.
I've
gonna pay.
never. I mean, my first library job was a long time ago now.
Yeah, no,
Like 16 years ago. And
This was back
they
in
were always free.
2006. I think was the last time I paid money to check out DVDs.
No, I've never experienced that.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
We're the best around.
What a great
No one's ever gonna keep us down.
What a great
All right,
natural
what
ending.
do you got for advance notices?
I would love to tell you. So, folks, these are the things that are coming out. Most of these are coming out in April, and these are things that we have already said, hey, we want one of those. So here they are. Book 18 in the V.I. Warshawski series, book number 18. Either of you, Steve, Eric? Nothing.
Shashashki.
Sarah. Fallout by Sarah Paretsky. Before there was Lisbeth Salander, before there was Stephanie Plum, there was V.I. Warshawski. Now you see right there why maybe this one didn't take off as strong as those others.
Sure. Have you read the newest Shashashki?
Sharasimishki. Yep. Anyway, to her
Brandon,
parents.
I can't even spell it.
To her parents, she's Victoria Iphigenia. To her friends, she's Vic. But to clients seeking her talents as a detective, she's V.I. Or maybe Vi, but it's V period I period, so I think it's V.I. And her new case will lead her from her native
her
Chicago
doctor.
and into Kansas on the trail of a vanished film student and a faded Hollywood star. You think it's Eddie Murphy?
Is the faded Hollywood
Yeah.
star? That's harsh that you would think of him first.
Well, I want him to do better for himself is all. Here's one that people will be very excited about. Again, this is April. Golden Prey by John Sanford, coming out in April. Lucas Davenport, number 27. 27 in the Lucas Davenport series. I've read the Virgil Flower series, in which Lucas plays a supporting role.
Okay.
I like that. Okay. Have you read John Sanford, Steve?
No.
The Lucas Davenport series is pretty much about serial killers, and it's a little bit more. Oh, you know what? No, I've read the first. I read the first Lucas Davenport book, and it scarred me for life.
Okay.
It's scary. But I think you'd probably like John Sanford. You might like the
He's talking to
Virgil.
Steve in
Yeah,
this situation.
the Virgil Flower series is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the it's up
Steve
the
is
alley.
uninterested in
Yeah.
the situation.
He is. It's up your alley, I think. Check that out. Anyway, the man was smart and he didn't mind killing people. Welcome to the big leagues, Davenport. Lucas Davenport's first case as a U.S. Marshal sends him into uncharted territory in the thrilling new novel and the #1 New York Times best-selling series. Eric singing The Prince of Egypt in the background, if
wasn't.
anybody's
That was-
curious about what was happening. It was Eric. I'm gonna just tell you
Okay.
just one bookshot.
Oh, I thought they canceled all these.
No, well, that's the thing. That's why I'm afraid to tell you, because some of them are still on the list. So I think maybe it's a frequency thing. Rather than 2 a month, maybe we're going to get 2 every other month or just 1 a month. There's
Or
a lot
maybe
of
someday none of them.
Maybe none.
Maybe just
maybe
books.
none. Do you know what bookshots are, Steve?
Not really. I've seen them though.
Our listeners are well versed.
They know, but I'll tell you quickly.
every episode.
James
is somebody's first
Patterson
episode.
and a co-writer write these little, like 100-page novellas, basically. and you just buy them in the supermarket or wherever, although people don't seem to buy them. And that's it. You're just supposed to be able to
Burn.
like read them in an hour.
Yeah.
So they're very popular here. They check out all the time. I've read a couple. Eric has one that he...
Oh, I didn't read it. I said I was going to read this week. I forgot.
But you're
it's
going.
the Escape.
Okay.
I think we
I think it's Hunted.
Hunted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be right.
Anyway, Night Sniper by James Patterson and Christopher Charles.
Can you get these in ebooks?
Yeah, you can get them in ebook. You can get them in audiobook. They're all over the place. One killer, 8 million targets, 8 million suspects. Cheryl Mayburn is the NYPD's most brilliant detective and the most damaged. Uh-oh. A damaged detective?
Yeah.
I don't think
How's
she
she
should
going to be able to balance
She
life
shouldn't be
and
doing
work
that
at the
kind of
same
work.
time?
If she's got her own personal demons she's battling, she needs to focus on the job. I don't know.
Hey, I'm looking
I
for
don't
the
know.
New York Times bestsellers list of the combined print and ebook fiction.
Yeah.
And I'm going back a few weeks and everything, and I don't see a single book shot on
no.
here.
Oh, no.
So I don't think it's doing so well.
I don't think so.
Ebook-wise,
I don't
either.
think so. Anyway, now she must confront her darkest fears to stop a calculating killer committing random murders. Well, if there's no pattern, it's going to be hard. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's go large print quickly. So these are coming out again April for large print. We have the first in the Fairfield Orchard series. Eric, I think this is one you might like. At Fairfield Orchard is the first book by Emma Kane. Emma Kane welcomes you to Fairfield Orchard, where new love blooms and romance is always in season.
Why do you think I'm going to like this?
I don't know. You're an old softie. You're a romantic at heart. You're not romantic?
I don't know.
I guess you just like buying presents. Is that...
I do love buying presents.
I know you do. All right, finally, Always by Sarah Jiao. From the New York Times bestselling author of Blackberry Winter and the Violets of March comes a gripping, poignant novel about the kind of love that never lets go and the heart's capacity to remember. Star Trek reference. That's it.
I got it.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. That's it, man.
All right. Hey, before we get to New York Times bestsellers list,
Yeah.
we didn't talk about this in our bookmark.
Okay.
But one, Nick and I saw The Founder,
Yes, we
starring
did.
Michael Keaton.
Yes, we
We
did.
did. Didn't bring that up.
No. It was okay.
It was pretty. It was
was
okay.
fine.
There were just some like turns as a character. It was like, but why?
Yeah.
We didn't really understand.
Yeah. I don't think they really went like deep enough into
Yeah.
into Ray Kroc's character.
Also-
in it to make you really like care one way.
Have
or
we
another.
mentioned we've been watching Riverdale?
Yeah.
We brought it up?
Yeah.
All right, because we watched the pilot. We said that.
Yeah, pilot's
Now we
great
watched
stuff.
the second one. You're still
Yeah.
in.
Are you not?
It's
Come
not
on.
really my thing.
No, but you're coming along on this
I don't
ride with
know.
us.
There was a moment where I thought Jughead was going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
During the second episode, and
Yeah.
I found myself being like, "Don't you dare! Don't you
So there
dare,
you go.
Riverdale!"
You're invested.
But
You're
before
invested
that,
in
we
Jughead.
watched Powerless
Yes.
on NBC
Yes.
with Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah.
I was taken by surprise
Yeah.
by how funny that
Yeah.
show was.
Totally. It's almost like a Scrub style like
Yeah.
quirk kind of humor.
Yeah, Community-ish.
A little absurdist.
Yeah, I was you and I were both driving in the car before we watched it, and we were like, "It's not going to be good, though, is
Yeah,
it?" Like,
yeah.
there's no way. And then
Yeah.
it was just so funny.
Yeah, it was. It was very
It was
funny.
like every line, and Alan Tudyk. Tudyk is so funny. As,
when you add the R, it makes his name Turdick.
Tudyk,
And he
sure.
doesn't like that.
All right, Alan Tudyk is so funny as Bruce Wayne's cousin.
Yes, he is.
So-
Steve's skeptical, right?
You didn't watch the
still
pilot.
hesitant about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
He doesn't know.
The pilot was.
I will watch it though.
It
There you
cracked me up. Wait, you're not going to be able to watch it this Thursday.
I'll set my VCR
That's crazy.
to record it.
And Riverdale.
And Riverdale.
Yeah, Nick's having a great time because
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
you just found a VCR.
I have a VCR.
So what's the
we moved
you
around
just
a
found
room.
out your TV in
we
the
moved,
other room.
We moved around a room, and then suddenly there was like buy the cable thing from the wall, and there's no cable box in there, so I thought, oh,
Right.
it's not going to work.
And it
but I
worked.
plugged it in, and it worked. So now I'm taping things like it's 1999.
Yeah, that's true.
Great. It's great.
All right. So
it's
you're gonna
it's
take
an amazing
Riverdale
time to be alive.
and Powerless.
Powerless. Yeah.
So you can watch them later.
Yeah. On VHS.
VHS.
Yeah.
Are you gonna take your
Any questions?
Are you gonna take your VCR out of that room and watch it on a bigger TV?
No way.
Because what do you got in there? A 13-inch?
I wish.
All
No,
right.
it probably is a 13-inch.
I want to say it's retro, but that feels like I'm giving you too much of a compliment.
Yeah, when you say it's retro, it makes it seem like it's somehow cool. And it's very much not. All right, hit me with the New York Times
All the
bestseller list.
commercials
I gotta
still
know.
being recorded.
Yeah.
But you got your remote
Pi in
control.
minutes?
and you
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Yep.
Pi in minutes. Oh, geez, hold on, my boom. All right. My boom.
Your what?
My boom blocker.
Okay, good. All right.
This is the New York Times bestseller list for this week. This is for hardcover fiction. We got number 10. It's new this week. Death's Mistress
Oh.
by Terry Goodkind.
See, that's upsetting. Death running around on its wife. It's awful.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's not what you want to
Where
hear.
you going, Death?
I forgot I have to pick up some dry cleaning, so,
You've only got the one robe.
yeah, I'm trying to branch out a little bit, so I guess. It's for a friend, actually. It's for a friend.
Let me see your phone.
I dropped it. The screen's broken. I gotta go.
It's dead. I killed it.
See you later.
Number 9. That was dark. That was a dark bit.
Death's Mistress?
Yeah.
Okay.
9. This is also new this week. Power Game.
Oh, speaking of the 90s.
Oh, hold on. By Kristen Feehan.
Oh, no.
A super soldier with enhanced abilities teams up with a genetically engineered spy in this Ghost Walker novel.
Yes.
Jeez Louise.
Every time these books come in, we have to be like, wait, where does this go? Is it fantasy?
Yep.
Is it romance? Is
Yep.
it mystery?
Sure.
We need a paranormal romance
But
section.
they're also
Plain and simple.
super popular.
They are weirdly popular, yeah.
Well, when members of a United Nations joint security force are taken hostage by radical terrorists in Indonesia, Captain Ezekiel Fortunes is called to lead the rescue team. Part of a classified government experiment, Zeke is a super soldier with enhanced abilities.
Yeah, sure he is.
He can see better and run faster than an enemy, disappear when necessary, and hunt along any terrain.
I'm sorry, disappear?
Yeah. Disappear.
Like he can become invisible?
There are those in this world willing to do anything for power like that.
Not Zeke.
A formidable spy,
Oh, no.
genetically engineered to hide in plain sight. Belicia rarely meets a man who doesn't want to control her or
Wait.
kill her.
Did you say Belicia?
Yeah.
That's the name of Death's mistress.
Oh, no.
Oh, gee. Is she running around on Zeke?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my gosh.
But Zeke is different.
couple of
His
homewreckers.
gaze, his touch.
Oh, boy.
They awaken feelings inside her that she never thought possible.
Oh, there it goes.
He's the kind of man she should settle down with.
Oh, boy.
If she can keep him alive.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, Zeke would just turn invisible.
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
true.
thing. She's like, take out the garbage, and he'd be like,
Wait, where are you?
Zeke, where are you? This garbage is gonna take itself out.
Yep. So
He's knocking back a couple of beers with death.
Yeah. That sounded like a classic Christine Feehan book.
It
if I
sure
have
did.
ever
It
heard one.
sure did.
All right, number 8. Are you ready with your example for this one? Small Great Things by Jodi Picoult.
Binder clips. You know what I mean? There's little binder clips. You pull the wings back, open that up,
Oh,
clip on. You
geez.
can hold together a manuscript.
Nick,
Do lots of things.
I want you to be able to get through this without getting emotional. Number 7, The Chemist by Stephanie Meyer.
Okay.
Now, I know you have fan fiction where you were Indiana Jones. You
Yeah.
were playing the role of Indiana
Indiana
Jones.
Jones.
And
It was
you were,
well. I'm very mindful of copyright things, so
Right.
it wasn't. It was an Indiana Jones like.
And I know you were like in the jungle of India.
Yeah.
Exploring a hidden temple.
Yeah,
And
we were
Stephanie
doing-
Meyer was there.
She was there,
And
yeah.
so was a priest, and you guys got married.
Yeah, in the temple. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, after all we'd been through that day,
Right.
we needed something good.
yeah.
So.
Do you classify your fan fiction as Stephanie Meyer fan fiction or just fan fiction that happens to star Stephanie Meyer?
I wouldn't say it stars her. It stars our love. You know what I mean? Like our love is the central character. So
Man,
my amalgam in this world is Michigan Flynn is his name. It's like an Indiana Jones.
Michigan Flynn.
Michigan
sure.
Flynn, yeah. And so yeah, we're in India, and then
Yeah.
we're there, and like we just discovered like the golden rubies shaped like eggs, obviously.
Golden rubies.
Yeah, they're encrusted in gold.
Oh, okay. And inside is the
Yeah,
sure.
so the inside, so we have to go get them.
Uh-huh.
And we're getting out, and I rescue her, and like my shirt gets torn. And just it's a crazy day, you know. And then I think we've been talking about this for so long. We just rescued a priest. You know what I mean?
Let's make it official.
Let's make it official.
Yeah.
So it's very natural in the story. Like if you don't go for the wedding,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't make any sense.
That's true.
It doesn't make any
People
sense.
are like, well, why wouldn't they
People
just
are
get
like,
married?
there's a priest right there. Just get, so anyway, that's neither here nor there, and it's nowhere near as good as your Dutch German James Pattinson.
Look, he's working on it.
Okay.
It will be done when it's done.
All right, Steve, you don't know about this, but Eric is working on he's co-authoring with a book club group,
Right.
a book with an up-and-coming author
Yes.
named James Paddington.
Yes.
Not James Patterson.
Yes.
They're writing in Dutch.
Wait, why would you say not James Patterson?
It's not James Patterson.
Why would you say that?
Just because it sounds like Paddington
How?
Patterson. Paddington Patterson. similar
guess if
titles.
you want to stretch it.
It's a convoluted.
Okay,
It's not working out well for him.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to rub my success.
Especially since James Paddington moved to Japan.
Titty.
Yeah, and he doesn't have an email, so he only communicates through snail mail.
Oh.
And again, he only speaks, he doesn't speak any English.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when he comes in, we have to have somebody translate
Yeah.
his writings, and then we write, and then we have to
I
write
guess
our
I just
thoughts.
don't really get it. I don't get why you're doing it.
Because it's going to be a great work.
Okay.
It's a murder mystery
Yeah.
with vampires, but
Really?
it represents the Berlin Wall issues,
Okay.
and it all takes place on Mars.
And all in Dutch.
At the moment,
You know what? Surprise me. I just
Okay.
want to. What's next
Yeah.
on the list?
number 6. Oh wait, The Mistress by Danielle Steele.
Oh my gosh,
This
she
is the
got her
beautiful
own
mistress of
book?
a Russian oligarch.
Death's Mistress. Oh yeah, you know what? She was probably like, I don't like to be classified as Death's Mistress. I'm just a mistress.
Sure.
She's her own
Yeah.
mistress.
Well, number 5 is new this week. The Girl Before.
The Mistress.
Yeah, by J.P. Delaney.
The girl before the
A
mistress.
sadistic architect builds. Hold on, Nick just had a spit take. Are you okay? I'm just trying to read this book, man.
A sadistic architect?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm just picturing him drawing these like torturous buildings.
Okay.
That's sadistic.
Yeah.
Just the last word I expected you to say after sadistic.
What if they need to move a couch upstairs? All right.
Okay, I'm good.
A sadistic architect builds a modern house that controls its young female inhabitants
no.
in this psychological thriller, soon to be a major motion picture.
It's on the bestseller list now, and it's already going to be a major
Yeah.
motion picture? Wow.
Number 4, 2 by 2 by Nicholas Sparks.
Nick Sparks, hey.
Probably soon to be a motion picture.
Probably
It's the
soon
Nick
to be.
Sparks book,
Yeah. But we are talking Nicholas Sparks very soon.
Next
so
week?
So send us your thoughts on Nicholas Sparks.
right.
We need all the help we can get.
Sure.
Are you going to do it? Are you going to have a Nicholas Sparks book?
I got to. I mean, you
Yeah.
told me to read Knights and... How do you say it? Because I say Rodante.
The Rodanthe is what they say in the audiobook.
So what's Rodante?
Nothing.
Is it a pasta?
No.
Like, do you want sauce and Rodante?
That sounds good.
It sure does.
Yeah.
I made my Rodante sauce.
Anyway, we're talking Nicholas Sparks next week, so
All right.
send us your things.
Number 3. Discuss this. The Whistler by John Grisham.
This one sounds
Other
interesting
people
to
like
me.
it. Yeah, it does
read
sound
it yet, but it
interesting.
sounds
It
good.
does sound interesting. Part of the problem is that there's
Too much whistling, you ask me.
Yeah, a lot of whistling in it. There's an ebook prequel that focuses on a small aspect of it, so I was kind of primed to think that was going to be more of a central, like this case was going to be more central to it, but it just was sort of, I felt like it was unpleasant characters doing boring things, and I never got into it, ever.
Burn.
That was kind of my problem with King of Torts.
Yeah, okay, I can see
John
that.
Grisham.
I think King of Torts is much better than this.
Oh,
but,
wow, really?
You know, King of Torts is pretty
Hey,
unpopular.
save it for our John Grisham episode.
Part 2.
Yeah.
We'll only talk Theodore
What
Boone
number was
in the
our
second
John
one.
Grisham episode?
I don't know. I don't have it up.
All right,
I
you
can
look it up, Nick.
I will.
Number 2, The Underground Railroad
Oh,
by Colson Whitehead.
Colson-
that
that-
has been all over this list.
I know, that's
it's
rising.
Gone up, it's down, it's been off the top 10, and now it's back at number 2. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it's back at number 1.
Yeah, me
some
neither.
week. So,
me neither.
winning all those awards. Do you think they could make it a movie?
I don't know, because like as I've complained about in the past, the concept of a literal underground railroad is never developed in the
Right.
book. So I think if they were going to make it a movie, either just cut that, don't make that literal,
Right.
or make it a really integral part of the story.
Okay. Number 1. It's been on this list for 2 weeks. Never Never by James Patterson and Candace Fox.
Wow.
This is the first in a new series. So this is Harriet Blue. She's a detective. She's sent to the Outback,
Well,
otherwise known as the
technically-
Never Never.
This started as a book shot, so this is the first full book, but the character starts in Black and Blue, the book shot.
Okay. This is James Patterson's canon is starting to feel a lot like the expanded universe from Star Wars.
Yeah, you're right.
Technically, this character got his start in a side story starring Talon Card.
Yeah.
But then he was in an episode of the Clone Wars, and
Right.
that's how he's joined by Harriet Blue in Never Never.
I hear what you're saying.
All right. So that's the top 10. So there you go.
Nothing too exciting on that.
No, I mean Terry Goodkind. He's He's kind of surprising to see
Yeah.
on the top 10.
Been
It's almost
making a
like when a
comeback.
Star Wars books makes it
Yeah.
on the top 10. Like,
true.
oh, good for Terry Goodkind.
It's true. Well,
But I know people love Terry Goodkind.
He does.
As well. He's popular. He's the one. No, he's Wizard's First Rule.
I don't know. I know like nothing about
Who's
Terry
the one
Goodkind.
that has
so.
who's the Shannara Chronicles?
Terry Brooks.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So then I don't know why Terry Goodkind's still doing so well. I know the Wizard's Rule book series are okay,
Okay.
or people seem to like them. Anyway,
Well, speaking of,
Wizard's First Rule.
yeah, no, I can't transition out of there. Here's our non sequitur transition though. Dan Brown.
Yeah,
We're here to be talking
about Daniel
here to be talking
Brown.
Dan Brown. So Steve here is our special guest, my brother Steve. Say hello again, Steve.
Hello.
There you go. So we both, I think, have you read all the Dan Brown books? Yeah, me too. So we're Dan Brown fans from long ago. The movie just came out on DVD, which we do have in our collection, Inferno. And before we get into it, I just want to mention, because I held this back when we did our books to be excited about in 2017, because I wanted to talk about it right now. But just announced Dan Brown's new novel, Origin, to be published by Doubleday on October 3rd, 2017. In keeping with his trademark style, Brown interweaves codes, science, religion, history, art, and architecture into this new novel. Origin thrusts Harvard symbologist Robert Langdon into the dangerous intersection of humankind's two most endearing questions and the earth-shaking discovery that will answer them. So the next Langdon book is coming out this year,
Oh, cool.
October 3rd. That's pretty exciting stuff. So we didn't talk about that in our best of 2017, but it is coming out. So it all began with Angels and Demons, right, Steve? Angels and Demons?
Yes, first one.
First. But it didn't really pop until the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
And I don't know why the Da Vinci Code was the more popular of the
Never figured
two.
that out.
I guess maybe because it's more...
Controversial.
I really think that's it. I really think the controversy around the Da Vinci Code. If you don't know the plot of the Da Vinci Code, basically the controversial aspect of it
It's kind of like a Madonna video.
Is it?
Well, because Madonna in that Like a Prayer,
Okay.
she like hangs out.
Okay.
Quotations with
All right.
Jesus.
Thank you for trying to help.
Sorry.
But it.
It's not my fault you didn't watch Madonna videos from
Yeah,
the 90s.
you're right. You're right. Anyway, the Da Vinci Code deals with Robert Langdon helping a group, I guess, that they're tasked with protecting the offspring that Jesus and Mary Magdalene had. So it's all about the fact that like there's a whole line of descendants dating back to Jesus.
Who's in that movie? Who plays? I mean, there's Tom Hanks, but who's the other? Who's the
girl?
actress in it?
Audrey Tato. I don't know how you pronounce her last name.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Ian McKellen is also in it.
Yeah.
He
And
plays
Alfred Molina.
Yeah, Alfred Molina. That's right.
Alfred Molina?
That's right.
Shut up! If you had
So-
told me this, I would have watched it by now.
So the Da Vinci Code, or the Angels and Demons, came out first. Then we jump
Not
over
the
to the Da
movie.
Vinci Code, and then I don't know. It was huge. I remember there was all sorts of like books debunking the Da Vinci Code, like breaking the Da Vinci Code, all sorts of
I
things.
feel like they're still making those.
They probably are, and I really think that like without those, it would have just been kind of like in Steve Barry territory, where like he keeps putting these out and they're fine, but they're not like big like cultural touchstones, which the Da Vinci Code was. Like for better or worse, it was one of those books that like
It was
everybody
one of
was
the,
talking about, everybody was interested in it.
You ever see the Book of Eli with
No.
Denzel Washington?
No.
What's his name? Gary Oldman sends some people out to go. He's looking for the Bible, so he sends them out. And at one point, like these thugs come in with books they've collected, and they pour it out. And one of them is like an Oprah book, but one of them is the Da Vinci Code.
Okay.
So like, it's made as smart that like they could throw it in that pile, and people in the theater be like, "Oh, the Da Vinci Code,
Yeah.
that's funny."
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny too because I mean, we'll not to get out of order here.
He has
but
written like
I don't think
no books though.
No, he hasn't. I don't think the movie adaptations have ever really been able to like work.
The first movie is what did it. I mean, the Da Vinci Code was like really popular, like book wise and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was when the movie came out is when I feel like the cultural.
But the first movie was kind of a flop, wasn't it?
No, first movie made so much money.
Did it?
Yeah.
I guess I'm remembering it wrong. I
No,
like
the
Angels
last
and
movie,
Demons.
Inferno
See.
just bombed.
Yeah.
The Da Vinci Code made tons of money.
Really?
Yeah, they made 3 movies.
Yeah, I know, but that's always kind of puzzled me because I feel like they never were quite able to capture that. But all in all, right now there are 4 Robert Langdon books. Angels and Demons came out in 2000, Da Vinci Code in 2003, Lost Symbol in 2009, Inferno 2013, and as we just said, Origins coming out later this year. Then beyond that, there's 2, Digital Fortress and Deception Point, which are just standalone
All right,
novels.
you ready for this?
Sure.
The Da Vinci Code movie.
Yeah.
It cost $125 million to make.
Yeah.
It made worldwide $758 million.
Well, that's crazy. Doesn't it seem like that's not a
seem right.
That one was, I mean, it was just so much controversy. Everybody was seeing it. Everybody had to see it to know what even, like, I didn't know what it was about for the most part. It took me forever, like, what is it actually about? So, yeah.
Now, Steve, what was your like entry point? Movies, books? What did you do?
Movies first. I believe I saw Angels and Demons before I read the movie, before I read any of the books.
Really?
I
So
believe
that like got the ball
Yes.
rolling on that. Okay, interesting. I honestly don't remember which one I read first because I read the Da Vinci Code first. I read it in 2006, like right around the time the movie came out. I don't remember. I think that I finished the book before the movie came out. And I liked it. I actually, like looking at my old reviews on Goodreads, I actually rated the Da Vinci Code higher than Angels and Demons. But I think Angels and Demons, in every way, is a superior book. Don't you think?
I'd say so in most of the aspects.
Yeah.
I feel like it translated better to film than Da Vinci Code
Definitely,
did.
definitely, the movie is better. What I think the problem was for me, and this is something that we can dig into a little bit here, but there are certain. I feel like the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons, like strip away the specifics, they're basically the same story. Like I think more so in the books. I think the movies distinguish them a little bit more, but you have this like Robert Langdon, the academic. He gets pulled into this by another academic. He teams up with a younger woman who has issues with like her surrogate father, who is like Langdon's counterpart. And then they go through these like quasi-religious puzzling mysteries together. And I think that they're just in Deception Point, actually, which is not a Robert Langdon, but it is the same kind of deal as far as like there's a woman in this like schism with her father figure, and this outside person comes in, and they work together. So you can really see that style in those first 3 books are really, really present. And I think like to the detriment of the others. So I think had I read Angels and Demons first, then read the Da Vinci Code, I would have been like, ugh, that felt very similar, and I would have liked Angels and Demons better. And in hindsight, I do. I think Angels and Demons is a better book, but at the time, I was kind of disappointed that they were so similar. Have you read? You said you read all of them,
I've read
Steve,
all of them,
right?
yes.
Okay. So they began. His first published book was Digital Fortress, which I think is easily the worst.
I would agree, probably.
Yeah, Digital
You say
Fortress.
Digital Fortress. I say a Nerd's Palace.
Nice.
Thank you.
Put that on a T-shirt, maybe.
Yeah.
Digital Fortress is kind of it just has no shelf life. It's the kind of book. It's a computer thing, and it's like the minute the book comes out, it's out of date and in a really horrible way. I mean, it does not translate well at all.
Listen, we got the president's secrets on this floppy disk.
Yeah.
If you don't get this,
you think you're exaggerating.
if you don't get this to the data web,
yeah,
within minutes.
and it probably hurt it that I read that one more recently than the others. I read
So you
that.
don't think it even has like a, I don't want to say retro, but like schlocky kind of thing to go back
No.
and read it as like,
No.
like boy, the 90s were terrible to use the
If
internet.
not for the Langdon books, no one would ever have gone back and read Digital
Really?
Fortress. I'm quite sure.
So you don't. It's not even fun to read with all its datedness.
I don't think so. Did you
It's
like it,
forgettable
Steve?
of all of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Does it include a dial-up sound when you turn a page?
This is the review I wrote in 2012 about this book.
2012. Jeez.
Yeah. I neither liked nor disliked this book. To me, this was Dan Brown's weakest. They all read like enhanced screenplays, but this one felt a little more like a made-for-TV movie from 1997. The characters weren't particularly interesting, and the pacing was a little sluggish. So, it just kind of... It didn't really leave much of an impression on me, other than it feels very much like a product of its time. It doesn't have a timeless feel. I think if I was going to recommend one to you, Eric, I would say read Deception Point. I don't think that like the mysteries in the Da Vinci Code, the puzzles and things, I don't really think that they would appeal to you. I think if you don't like that kind of thing, Deception Point is the way to go. Do you remember what this is about, Steve?
If it's not somebody burning something onto a CD-ROM.
They find a meteorite under a glacier.
Gasp.
And that sort of that's what gets everything going. They're trying to verify that it's accurate, and you have people trying to say like, don't look too closely. We really need this to be real because of like funding and stuff. So it has the same sort of like, it's a pulse pounding. Yes, in a way, but it's paced more like a thriller than Crichton would do.
Digital Fortress came out in 98. We should say that. So that explains its datedness and its 90s-ness. Deception Point was 2001.
Yeah, so after Angels and Demons, but before the Da Vinci Code.
Yes. So Angels and Demons was 2000. Da Vinci Code was 2003. The movie, you were right, was 2006.
2006, yeah.
I swear it was like 2004, but there you go.
Yeah.
So do you read The Lost Symbol? You guys
yes.
mentioned that.
Yes,
that was 2009.
Actually. Steve, what is your favorite?
See, I'm torn. I really love
Mine
The Lost
Naked on the
Symbol.
Floor.
But there are aspects of Angels and Demons that I really, really enjoy more than the other ones.
Yeah, it would come down to those two for me too, but I think Lost Symbol is a clear.
I think it's more a complete
winner
book
for me.
Do you guys not like Inferno then? Cause
No.
Oh, Inferno. It's up there with Digital Fortress.
Did you see the movie?
Yeah, we
Yes,
did.
we just did.
We saw the movie. Yeah.
And
I don't know if we should. I don't know if we should spoil it or not.
you don't have to spoil it, but did you hate it?
No, I didn't hate it. It
felt very different to the other movies.
I mean, they're all directed by Ron Howard.
Sure.
It didn't seem like a Ron Howard movie.
The other two, I mean, they feel like they're part of the same series. The plot of Inferno starts with Langdon having amnesia, so right away that's different. So he's not like in on it from the beginning. He's sort of like having to retrace his step and figure out what he's done. So it's, I mean, on the outside, that's an interesting like story element, and it differentiates it from the others. And I liked the imagery and stuff that they did, because he's having like flashbacks, and he's interpreting them using imagery from Dante's Inferno, the Divine Comedy. You know.
Inferno.
Yeah.
Like the title.
Yes. Yeah. So the movie did that well. It was a little slow, I think, at times.
Yeah, pacing wasn't.
It just hit a point. There's kind of not a twist, but there's a revelation that comes that sort of changes the tone, and then they have to sort of go back and say, so like, here's what really happened. And in a book that works more than it does on screen. It felt a little bit like previously on Inferno, and that kind of took me out of it a little bit. I guess we might as well stick with this for a minute. But the biggest problem that I had with it was the ending.
Yeah, I agree.
The ending is what happens in the book happens exactly in an opposite way in the movie. Like the resolution in the book is kind of I don't know, chilling. You know,
Yeah.
It hits you with this ending where you're like, well, geez, what's going to happen now? You know, and that's the end of the book. And it's good, you know, so it actually sort of like got me back, because I wasn't really into the book, and then I thought the ending, I was like, wow, that's kind of a ballsy move to end a book like that. And the movie does a very like cookie cutter,
Very neat.
thing, and
I don't know if it benefited from that really.
no, it didn't. And the thing that was so unique about the ending of the book was that like now we have to deal with this situation. There's a crisis that's just averted in the movie, and it just makes it sort of like, oh, okay, so I guess everything's fine, you know. So the one really unique part of that movie, or part of the book, is absent in the movie. So I wouldn't say that it was bad. It probably, just like books, I wouldn't want to watch that movie again. You know what I mean?
No, probably not. I'd probably
Like,
give it another chance eventually down the line, but I wouldn't be like...
But it would be the last.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you're going to rate the movies, I would say Angels and Demons, Da Vinci Code, Inferno.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah. But The Lost Symbol, I love that one.
I hope they make that into a movie.
Yeah, well, you know, I was reading about it a little bit, and apparently they were planning to adapt The Lost Symbol. Like, that's what they were doing. And they'd written scripts for it, and they just, like, I guess just couldn't crack it. And it is more complicated. Like, it's the biggest of the books, I want to say. It's a lot more... It's intricate. I don't know. It really... it follows a different path, and I could see why it would be difficult to adapt it into a movie. And that's one of the reasons why I think it's the strongest book. It just really stands on its own, which was a nice change from the previous two, and I thought were a little too
there's more
similar.
weight given to all the characters.
Yeah.
Versus the other ones were focusing on, say, Langdon or...
Yeah, it's, you know... a lot of the criticism that I would echo of the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons is that they are just begging to be adapted into movies. It's almost like the short chapters, he almost has like a fade in, fade out, like this is act 1, this is act 2 sort of a feel to it. Whereas Lost Simba, I think, sort of disregards that and just is a straight novel. So it translates, I would say, it's probably, I don't know, but it's probably why they didn't do it, because it doesn't translate quite so neatly, I think, to a standard movie
I think it's worth the effort, though.
format. Oh, I think it would too. Like, I hope that they do it. Yeah. I can't imagine that they would.
They've gone out of order before.
After this one, how bad was it, Eric? How bad did it flop, do you know?
The new one?
I heard it wasn't good.
It wasn't good. I almost feel like...
Seems like it was just like in and out of theaters instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well... I mean, it's just been so long. 2009 was when Angels and Demons came out.
Yeah.
So, like, who is this for?
Yeah.
At this point, let's see.
Well,
Inferno. All right.
2009, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Why would they wait so long? 8 years.
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, I guess.
Film adaptation came out this year, so
Yeah.
it cost $75 million to make. It made $220 million. So
it still doubled its budget, though.
Yeah, but for a film to really be making a profit, it has to kind of triple with all the other expenses and everything. It's also the idea that this is kind of a franchise, so it's just been going down.
Yeah.
Like the third movie, Angels and Demons, only made about $400 million, which is still a lot, and it was still a success. But when you're talking about something that had almost reached $800 million worldwide,
well, these can't be simple to make either. They can't be simple. They can't be cheap because
it's just.
They're shot on location,
right?
They?
It's
exactly.
been 11 years since the first one, and
Yeah.
this is the third movie. That's not really keeping with the momentum of anything. So
well, and it's been. I mean, when did even the books have? It's been 4 years since the last book,
Yeah.
so nothing is making these current right now.
It's
But I
probably
mean,
just-
Steve brought up an interesting point there that they're shot on location. The books are all about the locations, all the different places that they go, and it's really
It's
not
one of the
just
most compelling parts of the books for me.
Yeah.
Is the world that it's in.
yeah. So, and I think that's probably part of the reason why Tom Hanks and Ron Howard are so
Ooh.
yeah, let's do it.
well, it
let's-
has Inferno has a
Vacation.
19% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It wasn't a strong movie. It really wasn't. I mean, the bottom really falls out of it.
They tend to
some way
make their.
through.
I think now they're just making their money overseas.
And I don't know that this one would appeal.
The money it made in America was only $34 million.
Yeah,
so that's kind of a bomb.
That is.
So that 220.
Well, it's a hybrid, like the. I don't know, I'm trying to think about. I mean, okay, let's think about the books. The Angels and Demons, for example, which is easily the best of the movies, is very puzzle based. Remember, it's all about the plot of that one.
Sorry.
They're trying to pick a pope, and there's a whole thing, with the.
This is
with
Angels
the,
and Demons?
Yeah, with the preferiti, like the ones who are the top choices to get pope are abducted. They're gone. And so Langdon's following all these clues, trying to find them, and so there's a very natural. There's a natural, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do this. And so, you're always on the edge of your seat. You're always, going for it. But Ewan McGregor's great, too. He's
good.
great in that movie. He's a really good character.
It really is.
Inferno, aside from Langdon, I don't really feel like any of the other characters are fleshed out that well.
No, I feel like the Provost was lacking.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of
and
menace.
back to Angels and Demons too, you have Paul Bettany as a villain. So you have these really good actors filling it out. And this one was Tom Hanks. Felicity Jones didn't have a whole lot to do, and she's probably living fine off her Star Wars money. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just say that it didn't really work. I know that he said that he has ideas for about 12 Langdon books. I think that's too much.
Yeah.
I think that's a little too much.
So often you believably be in these situations.
Yeah. I don't know, Eric, if you have ever come across the YA version.
No.
There's a
The
Have
Da Vinci
YA
Code?
versions
there's
of the Da Vinci
there's an
Code?
adapted
That's
version
hilarious.
of the Da Vinci Code, which
That
I
would read.
think did nothing. I don't think anyone cares. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody wants it.
No.
And I know that's something that's done occasionally.
Yeah, people don't care.
No.
It's like when we got the that boxing book by Robert B. Parker.
Yeah.
What's it called? The
I can't
Mouse
remember
and the
what it's called
Mayflower?
now.
No.
The Mouse and the Mayflower.
No, that's a Pilgrim movie.
Edenville Owls?
The bag, the punching, the boxer, the something in the boxer.
I can't remember. But
All right.
no, that's not even this though. It's not a separate
All right.
it's not a teenage Langdon story.
Right.
It's the Da Vinci Code like abridged and like cleaned up for
Yeah.
kids.
Nobody has ever come in and asked for that.
So but I think that speaks to the hype that it was.
Yeah.
You know, it was like we got a movie.
Well, you know what?
How is it not a stage
You
musical,
want to talk
right?
about things that have religious controversy then too. That's what those books, the Left Behind books did. They did
Yeah.
the Left Behind the kids.
Yes, they did.
Stories.
That's
I
right.
read some of
So
those
I
as a
guess
kid.
I guess that's a thing. Yeah.
You did? You read
Yeah.
some?
Super
Good, bad?
I remember liking them a lot. I was just more confused
Yeah.
than anything else, really.
Eric and I both read book 1 of Left Behind. Do
Yeah.
you remember that?
Yeah.
That's another one, though. The ending, you're like, whoa, crappy book. And then it ends, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Let's read book 2. And then
I
we
think
never did.
what I remember most about that book is that I read it and then I almost died crashing a car that I loved
Oh,
into a ditch.
yeah, I remember that.
So
yeah,
I've
good
never picked
times.
up another one of those
Okay.
books because I don't want to die in a car crash.
All right.
So hey, would you read my book called? I'm trying to give him like Tom O'Leary.
Uh-huh.
No, Tom O'Leary's somebody, isn't he?
I think he is. Yeah.
Tom O'Malley.
Okay.
Pope Cop.
Pope Cop.
Yeah.
He's a pope and he's a cop? A
think
cop
he
that
was-
becomes pope?
No, I'm thinking he's a cop for the popes.
Oh,
In a world
like
of multiple
yeah.
popes. He's
I-
the cop.
I mean, there are cops and
No, but he's
Vatican
like
City.
he's like a cop. He's not like, oh yeah, he's not
Coast Guard or-
he's not like he's not like a guard.
okay, he's
Just like he's like a New York beat cop,
like
but for the Pope.
yeah, he's got I pulled the Vatican gig again.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What do you
Yeah.
think?
I would read it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like the Pope's been kidnapped again.
Yeah.
Better call the Pope cop.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it?
Liam
What
Neeson.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. Yes. Yeah, why is he not in these movies?
That's true.
Why Tom Hanks? Do you think that's a weird choice?
Because it's
I don't
Ron
think so.
Howard.
Really?
I thought it
Okay,
worked.
see, I think it's okay. But like casting originally, Tom Hanks is about the last person I would have gone.
No,
I
that
don't
was back when Tom Hanks was still Money in the Bank.
No,
when
I
he put it in
know,
the
I
movie.
know. I'm just
I
talking
think
about
I had
like
seen the movie first, so he was
Okay.
etched in my mind as
All right.
Robert Langdon. Who
See,
were you thinking?
nothing. I just don't
Who
really
else? Who else is Ron Howard going to cast in a movie?
You're right.
He didn't
Kevin
know.
Bacon.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon, but he didn't know Chris Hemsworth yet.
But I think that part of the appeal of Langdon is that he's
If you say everyman, I'm going to be like, well, what do you think Tom Hanks is?
no, he's not. He's like, a super educated, kind of like out of touch academic.
Take that, Tom Hanks,
who
you
kind
dumb
of
fool.
like he sort of ruffles feathers because he's like
Yeah.
used to just
Who would you
like
cast
being
back
an
then?
expert in his own little thing. I don't know.
Liam Neeson?
I don't know. Maybe Ian McKellen. Honestly, you
Maybe
think
a little
about that
too
first
old for that.
movie, like,
Yeah,
flop
wouldn't
it.
he be too old?
But I don't know. I don't know why Langdon has to be young.
Christian Bale?
I always picture him kind of old. But I guess I don't see Tom Hanks as like bookish. It's an interesting casting
What about Ewan
choice.
McGregor?
I like in hindsight, you see like, well, the most bankable star there is.
Yeah.
Like Tom Cruise said no, so they went to Tom
Yeah.
Hanks. But I think it's weird.
Tom
I mean,
Cruise playing the bookish character.
yeah, yeah. But I think it's just as weird for Tom Hanks. I don't really think that that's his thing.
I
Like
don't know.
'cause
He plays.
Langdon is not like a nice guy. He's not like caring or considerate. He's not a jerk,
I
but
don't
he's
know if you've seen the
He's a little
first
bit
Toy
aloof.
Story,
Yeah.
but Woody the cowboy is a jerk
yeah, it's true.
in the first half of Toy Story.
That's true.
So
I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
That's the shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Woody's a jerk to him.
He's like, give me that.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
watch the Toy Story movies.
Okay.
Because you haven't seen the third one.
Speaking of the Toy Story movies, though, the Langdon books are the Langdon movies are the only Tom Hanks sequels that aren't animated like the Toy Stories.
Is that true?
Yeah.
What about Forrest Gump 2?
No, that's
What
not
about
a thing.
Castaway 2? Where you
Not
got
a thing.
Castaway on a different island.
Still Castaway.
Joe versus the volcano.
Joe.
Yeah.
Rematch.
Yeah. This time the volcano wins.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, let's talk about Deception Point for a minute. How did you feel about that?
I remember liking it a lot more than I expected to.
Yeah.
Based on what I read about it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's really interesting, the dynamic between the typical female figure and her father issues. I thought
Yeah,
it was
it's
more-
true. It does seem like early on he wasn't ready to like tie himself to I'm only going to be writing these Langdon books because of the way they came out. But I think I don't think Deception Point did great. I don't know. Do you have numbers on that, Eric? Did that the book
Book sales?
did it do all right? Yeah, I don't.
Deception Point.
When you look at the overall Goodreads things,
Uh-huh.
it's up there. I mean, the average rating for Angels and Demons is 3.85. Da Vinci Code is 3.78. Then Deception Point comes in close with 3.66. So it's kind of, they're all kind of neck and neck there. Pretty close, but, yeah, I don't know. I would have liked to have seen him do more than just the Langdon world. But
He still has time, man. Don't count him out.
he does. I don't think he's very old, actually. I think he's, 50s probably.
He's
52.
54.
52, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got no sales figures here, man.
Okay, that's all right.
My knowledge only goes so far.
That's all
into
right.
The internet.
I was just
really
curious.
about page 2 of a Google search. So,
Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely... I'm excited about the next book, you know.
Yeah, me
like,
too.
but it's sort of like the movies. It's like it's so far in between publication of these books that it's not like you've
what is it?
forgotten.
The Gorillas?
Yeah,
The band,
exactly.
The Gorillas.
I mean, 6 years. The Da Vinci Code being such a massive hit, for him to take 6 years to put out the next one. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, like the research that has to go
He
into
kept
these
having to
books
remove $100 bills out of his typewriter ribbon.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
again!
But you know, I mean, that's a long, because he was. I mean, Digital Fortress 98, Angels and Demons 2000, Deception Point 2001, Da Vinci Code 2003. Then nothing for 6 years. So either he was just like you said, he's just living in his house made of cash and doesn't want to.
Now, did
But
he
I
write the
think-
screenplays for the movies? I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't know.
Howard's got his own guys.
Yeah,
Okay, I couldn't
probably.
remember.
I know he didn't for Inferno because they went through drafts with Lost Symbol, but yeah. Then they've been slow. Then it's like 4 years, 6 years, 4 years, 4 years. So you know, I
right.
think that kind of kills the momentum a little bit. Now I'm sure that Origin will come out. I'm not that sure. I'm pretty sure that Origin will come out and be a huge hit. But I think if it was more like 2 or 3.
With Wolverine.
No, that's
Wolverine,
not it.
X-Men Origins,
That's not
Wolverine.
it. That's not it. I
Is
mean,
Will.i.am going to be in this
don't
Dan
you-
Brown book?
I think it'll be a hit, don't you? Origin, or has
Sure.
it, or has
It's
like
hard
the-
to predict.
I know.
these
I
things.
mean, is the bloom off the rose? I don't know. I don't know if
Oh,
it's
bloom
been.
off the rose.
Yeah.
I thought you said, is the blue moth the rose? And
That's
I'm
a
like,
great-
What kind of phrase is
It's
that?
a great phrase.
Is the blue moth the rose?
I just don't know that like with this much time, if you're gonna have that thing where instantly people are like want to put a hold on it, they want it
Maybe
right
if
away.
it was a standalone, but it's weird that it's still in this Langdon series.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's sort of, you know, that's kind of a deterrent for people who haven't read the others. You know, they might not feel like, oh, I can pick this up and start here. Although a lot of people don't care. Sometimes it makes me feel crazy when I'm like, well, that's book 3. And people are like, oh, I don't mind. And I'm like, get out of here. You can't have this book. Go read book 1. I don't really say that, but, you know, not everybody cares. I don't know.
All right.
But it does seem weird. I don't know. I'm interested to see where it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm going to read it.
Yeah,
definitely.
I definitely will too.
Yeah.
Let's see how some of our listeners feel
Oh,
about
yeah.
Dan Brown.
Yeah. Let's do it.
You
What do we
tell
got?
me. You tell me how you feel about their comments. on
Okay.
Dan Brown. So Joan from
Is this Facebook or
from
Twitter?
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay.
Joan from Facebook. This
All right.
is the
Hi, Joan.
Daily How Public Library Facebook page.
Okay.
What do you think of doing an All the Books Show Facebook page, a separate page?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, listeners, if you disagree with Nick and you're on Team Eric, you let me know on Twitter.
Yeah.
Joan says, I have read 3 or 4 of the Dan Brown books, from Angels and Demons, Da Vinci Code, and Inferno. I think I like Inferno the best. The references to Dante's
Interesting.
Inferno and the mini art tour through Florence, Italy. The books tend to be a little formulaic, but the snippets of real history
That's
tucked
true.
in make up for it.
Tucked in.
Ooh. I haven't watched any of the movies, but maybe that will be what I check out this weekend at our local David A. Hill Public Library.
It's funny that she says the history is tucked in because it's like in your face. You know what I mean? There's so much history. You know, that's a big element of them. So she's a fan. She
Of the
likes
books,
them.
yeah.
But you know, I think she kind of she zeroed in on the key to these because they are formulaic.
The movies,
So that's kind of I think there's something comforting about that,
Yeah.
though. You know, like you're gonna check out one of these Langdon books, you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But it's just weird. It's this weird line
it's
because
why I like the beginning of a Crichton book, because I
Yeah.
always know at the beginning, I'm like, all right, you're going to tell me how this person got into their academic position
Yeah.
with some crazy research programs,
Right.
and then they're going to, the incident's going to happen, and then they're going to be shrunk into tiny people, and the
Yeah.
beetle will eat one.
What I think is fascinating about these Dan Brown books, the Langdon series, is that they're really, I mean, to me, it seems like it's more of a, like a, I don't know, like a John Sanford, David Baldacci kind of a level thing, you know? It seems like it's more a series in that vein where you would expect them more often. You would expect them to be these big, pulpy hits like these other, bestsellers that kind of churn out annually. but it's sort of treated like it's more of it's a big deal. It's like an event when one of these books comes out. And I can't think of another series that's like that, where you go long stretches between publications, and you have this big, like, mainstream success.
Like Game of Thrones, kind of.
Sort of, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's something. That's just unique. It's unique that they still are having this draw.
Yeah.
But
Tina on Facebook says, I love the sense of history and art I get from reading his books. I often wish his books had full color photos of all the artwork he references.
Good news, Tina. There are
Illustrated
fancy,
editions,
there are
yeah.
illustrated editions that are they're big and oversized and chunky, and
Very cool, though.
They show just about everything that he talks
pretty
about.
much.
So they're really neat. So if you're ever going to reread the books, I would recommend checking out one of those.
All right, well, she says her favorite is probably the first one she read, which is the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah,
Sorry, I lost my paperclip I've been chewing
it's
on.
not bad. I mean, it's a good book. It's hard to read them close together.
Yeah,
which
well,
I did. I mean, I think maybe if you read them as they came out, but I read them just a few months apart, and I was just really struck by the sameness.
Well, if you give Gary Oldman the Da Vinci Code, he's going to throw it right back.
I don't get it.
Tell you to go back out.
I don't get
in
it.
this world of Eli.
I don't
this
get
book
it.
of Eli.
Oh,
movie
okay.
film
All right.
reference
All
that you
right.
haven't seen.
Good. All right.
Cynthia on Facebook says, all too physically detailed for me. I read them like a good librarian. And my husband, the historian, loved them, but not for her.
Okay.
So I guess they're physically detailed, like the
I know what she
gruesome
means.
scenes.
They're I wouldn't say gruesome scenes. I guess there are some. Some are
There
a
are
little like
some,
gross.
yeah.
I guess I took her to mean they're detail heavy in that, like, you have to explain every piece of artwork.
Very
You have to
authentic.
explain how the puzzles work, how they fit together. And it's a very these clues and things are very visual. So in order to, like, convey that in text, you really have to, like, get down in the nitty gritty and explain what's happening.
All right.
So I can see why that would turn people off. I'm usually okay with that. Jack Finney, my favorite, is somebody who gets that criticism a lot, but I like it. I think it just sort of builds the world. So,
All right.
So she's not a fan, but her husband likes them.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see. Ooh, this looks like it's going to be a big one.
I'm ready.
Michael on Facebook says he definitely writes page turners. And after Da Vinci Code, I devoured more, such as Digital Fortress, which were great mindless adventures. The perfect vacation
Yeah, I'll
reads.
second that mindless.
Yeah, he says the perfect vacation reads, probably on the beach.
Yeah, maybe.
Everything was great until I got to the Lost Symbol. It had so much
Michael.
potential and a great villain, but after the plot is resolved, you still have another 100 pages, slight exaggeration, where two of the principal characters launch into omniscient exposition as if they've always known the answers to the novel's mysteries, which an hour before he had almost killed everyone. It's a nauseating case of Dan Brown's humanist evangelism that is so blatant and unnecessary that it spoils an otherwise decent novel. I no longer read Dan Brown.
Jeez.
Michael has had
What a twist.
fallen
Oh, my.
out.
That was a twist like in Inferno. Like, it started really strong and engaging, and then it got really long towards the middle there, and then went in an unexpected direction.
There you go.
Well, Michael, if you're listening, I love The Lost Symbol.
Ooh,
I thought it was really good.
those are fighting words.
I had a second.
Yeah, so we're
Michael,
sort of tied as
I
that being the favorite.
also no longer read Dan Brown,
Oh, wow.
but I've never read it.
What a bold... Michael, I would say that Inferno is worth reading, even though we've kind of trashed it a little bit. The characters are still good, and I think that, like, while Inferno does have a message, and does have sort of a, like, this is the problem, this is what we're working against, I think it actually, Inferno is probably the least preachiest of all of them.
Yeah, I'd agree.
You want to know what has no
And
preaching
it's
in it?
brisk. So, Michael, I would say check back in to Inferno, see what you think.
You want to know has no preaching in it?
What?
Pope Cop.
No,
You think
none
there'd
at
be
all.
preaching in it?
Yeah.
The only thing he preaches with are his two fists.
Yeah. Yeah, the only preaching he does is like, this cannoli's amazing, you gotta try it.
Yeah, I don't want to preach.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got one on Twitter by Jamie.
We
from
probably
Twitter.
just have time for one, so let's do it.
Okay. His picture is very shirtless. It's an ab picture.
Well,
So
oh my.
I don't know if he's trying to get on a good side, but it
Yeah,
worked.
yeah.
Da Vinci Code blew his mind the
Wow.
first time he read it.
Okay.
He says Dan Brown is a genius.
Oh, nice.
So whoever sculpted those abs is the real genius. You want my opinion?
You just made this guy's day.
Sure did.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's like, honey, it worked! Someone finally saw him!
I'm on a podcast.
So are my abs!
Welcome to the All the Books family, Jamie's abs.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess it was that was sort of a good job. You sort of picked a mix there. We had some positives, we had some negatives.
Yeah.
I think it's going to
no
remain.
longer reads Dan Brown.
Yeah.
So if Dan Brown came out with like his life's work,
Yeah.
his one book, he's like, this is all I've ever wanted
Yeah.
to read. Michael from Facebook would not pick that book up.
Yeah. I'm still surprised about like why that would have turned him off so much. I don't remember that at all.
I don't really.
I
Either,
remember being
but
really into that.
it's been a
Actually,
while.
You've never been a real discerning reader.
that's rude. And I remember the end of Lost Symbol. There's one little mystery that is kind of tucked behind, and I just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
And then it was one of those things where like it's solved, and it was so obvious that like I
didn't
just
see it?
I like when that happens when like they tell you the answer, then you're like, oh my gosh, of course. And I thought the Lost Symbol did that so well.
Yeah.
So I really liked the ending. So we don't have to fight. It's not a fight.
Okay.
It's not a fight.
Sure.
Everybody, you can have your own opinion, Michael. Good for you. Thanks for adding to the convo.
You're really aggressive about including him here.
Yeah.
Nick suffers from aggressive inclusion.
Yeah, I do. So, Eric,
Yeah.
not a fan. Well, no, because you've never seen or read.
That is true.
Wow.
You know there's a Da Vinci Code video game?
There is?
Have
Yeah.
it actually.
Is it good?
It's interesting.
What do you have it
I
on?
didn't quite PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2. That would make sense.
Yes.
So what is it?
It's really kind
Please
of
be
a
point,
puzzle
click
solving kind of
adventure.
game.
Yeah.
You wander around the places and you've got to find the clues hidden in the locales.
Like Myst.
Yeah, kind of.
Interesting.
There you go.
It's
I
interesting.
did not. Did
You
you,
just made Nick's day.
Did you know this
I
existed?
only just saw it when I was looking up some of the movie stuff. That
Wow.
There's a Da Vinci Code.
I don't think
is
I
it,
ever quite beat it.
Is
but
it more based on the book than the movie?
No, I think it's more based on the movie.
There's Tom Hanks' likeness in it. That would be the giveaway.
Well, it's PlayStation 2, so I'm assuming it's supposed to be Tom Hanks. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Take that, PlayStation 2.
Oh, boy.
Okay, Steve, let's do this. Somebody who's never read Dan Brown before, curious, they want to know where to go. What do you tell them to do?
You can include the PS2.
You
Da
can
Vinci
include the
Code video
PS2 Da
game.
Vinci Code game.
Okay. Let's see. I'd probably have to say Angels and Demons. It's the first one. I think it's a really good setup for his, biggest series.
Yeah,
His only
Drew me
series.
right in.
yeah,
Or his biggest character, rather.
yeah. That's
His
tough.
only- Yeah.
That's tough because while it's not my favorite, I think that I would say Da Vinci Code because I feel like it's maybe the most approachable of all of them. Like it's the easiest read. Like he had a couple of books under his belt by that point. So it goes in, it's quick, it's fast paced. I mean, I think for all the same reasons why they would choose to adapt the Da Vinci Code first are the reasons that I would say pick that one up and read it first because
If you were to read more,
I
I,
think
would
it's a
agree
good
with your
entry
point. I
point.
wouldn't read them back to back. I would.
No,
I
yeah,
would
give it
split
some
up.
space. Definitely give it some space.
Who's
because
that
it
author
really-
that's also his last name is Brown and he should be like thanking the heavens that he's
Dale.
Dale
Brown.
Brown.
Dale
I mean,
Brown.
if that guy has any, if that
Yeah.
guy is a successful writer, I mean, he writes a lot. Part of me wonders, is it because he gets shelved right next to Dan Brown? And people
could
are
be.
like, what was that writer
They're
again?
different. I mean, Dale Brown tends to do like espionage and military thrillers, but
But whenever
I'm sure there's
I
a
was
decent
shelving and I
crossover.
saw just like Dale Brown next
That's
to
2
Dan
letters
Brown.
off.
And I
Yeah.
was just looking, I was like, wow, Dan Brown's written a lot of books.
Yeah.
And I was shelving them at working at a library. So
Right.
like, you
Do I
know,
need to be checking your work?
not here.
Should I be checking
No,
your
I've
shelving?
never checked any adult books here.
Oh, okay. You've shelved adult books here. I've
I
seen
don't
you do
like-
it.
Only sci-fi.
We moved that whole room together. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
When you first came?
exciting, yeah.
That was fun. We did it in like a day.
I'll shelve a comic
Big
book
deal.
in the adult section. Sure.
You will. Okay.
I'm emotionally invested in that.
All right. Good.
I'm watching that
Any,
thing.
any
run
new additions to the graphic novel collection that you want to give a shout out to over here?
to the adult graphic novel
Yeah.
section. Besides Conan, we got a
Yeah.
lot of X-Men.
Okay.
I ordered a bunch of X-Men, Extraordinary X-Men, Amazing X-Men.
All right.
X-Men Messiah Complex.
Good.
X-Men Days of Future Past, which, my friend,
You know-
you were all
sorry.
like, oh boy, X-Men Days of Future Past, really relevant if this
Yeah.
was 2014.
Yeah.
It checked out as soon as I put it on the shelf.
Good for you.
The day of.
Congratulations.
So you know
man.
what?
Hey, I just want everybody to succeed. Not like,
Yeah.
Not
The
a
rising
competition.
tide rises all ships.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So.
Exactly.
All right. What were you about to say?
I was just going to say, I'm kind of surprised that they've never adapted any of these books into a graphic novel because, I mean, the imagery and everything, it seems like it would be a good fit.
Yeah.
And they had apparently adapted it to everything, including like footy pajamas and a PlayStation
Yeah.
2 game. So
Yeah.
why not?
Sure.
All right, so I guess we're going to close the book on that.
Mom, I wanted a Super Mario Sunshine.
So Steve's... So, real quick, favorite of the books.
Angels and Demons.
All right, I'm going to go Lost Symbol. Favorite of the movies.
Angels and Demons.
I agree. And book you'd recommend? Angels and Demons.
Sorry.
All right, and I'm going to say Da Vinci Code. So that's it on our Dan Brown talk. Eric, anything to add? You gonna run right out and read the YA version of the Da Vinci
Sure
Code?
am, yeah. Or Dale Brown.
Yeah, one of the two.
Or Doc.
Or Doc. Yeah, why not? Marty. All right. Well, thanks, Steve. Thanks for joining us.
pleasure.
Get out of here.
Yeah. No.
Oh, no, stay.
He's gonna stick around.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk library news for a minute.
Okay.
I can tell you that I have my first concert of the year coming up. Amanda Cox, Sharon Johnson. Amanda's mezzo soprano. Sharon plays the piano. They're really good together. Really a unique to the library here. I don't know that we've had this style before, so I would really recommend coming. It's Thursday, February 9th at 7:00. Hope you'll join us. What movies do we have coming up? We're showing Romeo and Juliet for Valentine's Day. We're showing that on the 13th
Great.
at 3:30.
The 13th.
We're showing the classic Cinderella from 1950 on Saturday the 18th. That's
Okay.
at 10:30
Yeah.
a.m. And then our senior movie is Roman Holiday, coming up on whatever that Tuesday is. The senior movies are always the fourth Tuesday of the month, so that's going to be right on the 28th at 2:00.
You know who doesn't need a Roman holiday right now?
Who?
Pope Cop.
Yes, I love it. Book club's currently finishing up. Underground Railroad. Thank you, by Colson Whitehead. Next will be The Nest by Cynthia Diapric
Did you
Sweeney.
get your copies for that?
I think most of the book club has their copies now.
Okay.
Yeah. It was rough going. And as we mentioned, Pelican Brief is what Page Turners is doing. Yeah. Next, with that, we're going to switch back to Julia Spencer Fleming for Fountain Filled with Blood.
Because
in preparation of her visit here to the library on March 31st. So hope you'll join us for those. Yeah. You want to talk a little bit about the teen programs, including the new Teen Loft, or The Loft.
It's a secret.
Oh. Well,
I haven't told anybody.
I'm sorry
I've just been
that
hanging up there by myself.
You really shouldn't.
Really?
It's really for people to enjoy.
No, I've already moved a couch up there for myself.
Okay.
I moved my dog in.
Okay.
My dog is up there right now.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta walk him.
Things not going so well at home?
For my dog?
No, for you. If you're,
we're fine. No.
Oh, okay.
Just everybody needs their own little loft.
All right.
Including our teens. So what do we got going on? We've got Minecraft Mondays, 3 to 5 every Monday.
That's for the younger crowd, 8 to
That
12.
is for the younger crowd. If you're 18, get out of there.
Get
Not
out.
for you.
Get
Go play
right
Minecraft
out.
at home.
Yep.
Or, get a group on meetup.com and play Minecraft.
Or use any
with
of our
adults.
iPads.
That's true. Let's see. I've
Anime
animated
Club?
a bunch of Anime
Wednesday
Club
nights?
every Wednesday, 5:30 to 7:30. That is in our new teen loft.
Woo!
That is on the 3rd floor of the library. It's super cool. Teens only, plus myself. I get to enjoy the space as well
Yeah, you
because
do.
I'm the youth leader. What do we call me? What's my
You're
job?
the
Head of Youth
head of youth
Services.
services.
Yeah. The youth leader.
Yeah, after you called yourself youth leader, I've lost a little bit. But
It's cool. We got we watched anime up there. It's spacious, more spacious than where we were. We don't have to move everything around. It's just for the teens, so
Nice.
it's their own space. We got them decorating some stuff right now to hang around and everything. It's cool. They all enjoyed it. They all acted like it was the coolest thing in the world when they got up there, and it wasn't even finished.
nice.
So, and then no, I guess that's it. We're planning to do our teen photo show. We're prepping that.
Okay.
More information to come.
Great.
We've got an anti-Valentine's Day party
Oh.
on Valentine's. That's Tuesday, the 14th.
Mm-hmm.
Bring a friend, not a date. No, but seriously, bring a date. You're gone. We're kicking
Wait,
you out
you're
of
supposed
it.
to bring a date?
No, you're not.
Oh, okay.
No, don't bring a date.
Oh, bring a date.
We got a
You're
bouncer
gone.
that-
I
yeah.
get it. Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
It's like, hey, you two together? That's the bouncer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's it. We've
All
got
right,
other
sounds
stuff
good.
coming. Our next after school movie's not till the end of the month, but we just showed middle school and we had a good crowd.
Nice.
Middle school, the worst years of our life.
Based
So-
on Jimmy P.
And now it's in our collection, so you can check it out anytime.
Yes,
the next
you
movie
can.
we are showing for that is Trolls.
Okay.
Nick gave that
Thumbs
one
down.
thumb up,
I gave it a thumbs down.
but 2 thumbs down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both thumbs.
Yep.
Okay. My wife is a music teacher, and she's doing "Can't Stop the" or was the song, the big song, like
Oh,
I
yeah.
got a feeling.
Yeah, Steve
in
got
my
it. Can't
pocket.
stop the feeling.
Yeah, she's helping her
Cool.
younger crowd is going to be singing that. Kids love Trolls.
Yeah.
So it must be something that just doesn't click.
I
with
think
you,
my
man.
kid's too young,
Yeah.
and so it just wasn't fun to watch.
Did your kid
but-
see Sing?
No, he didn't. You saw it though, didn't
I
you,
did.
Steve?
That was very good.
Because we're going
Thumbs
to be
up?
showing that.
I would say so, yeah.
Okay.
We're showing that in the first week of April.
Cool. And we do have the soundtrack in the juvenile
Yeah.
Very good.
section.
But you didn't
All
see
right.
it. Okay.
Well, listen, we're going to be talking about Nicholas Sparks. We're going to be talking about Lemony Snicket. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up. So
You doing anything this weekend that you should talk about?
No,
You're not going to see the Lego Batman movie?
probably.
Yeah.
I was doing a thing though before you started that.
Sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. So send your thoughts on what is it? Lemony Snicket and Nicholas Sparks. You can find us on Twitter at All the Book Show, Facebook at David A. Howe Public Library, email at wellsville@stls.org, or you can just come here, knock on the library door.
Today's like
holler
the
out.
impromptu national vote for review your favorite podcasts day or something.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Well, then you can review us. Reviewing us on iTunes is a good way to let other people find us, help us know where to find us. So if you like the show, it really will help if you just take a minute to rate it, or you can just share it on Twitter, share it on
Share the
Facebook,
love.
whatever. Send more people our way.
Yeah.
So thanks to our guests, my brother Steve, for his historic 4th outing here on the podcast.
Historic.
We'll have to snatch him next time he's in town for another episode. Until then, go ahead. What?
I'm going to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh.
I just want everybody to know.
Oh, so when you asked me if I was doing anything this weekend, that was just a way for you to talk about seeing the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No, what about you?
No, I was just trying to end the show, but you never want me to do it, so.
I just have such a good time.
I know you
I
do.
just wanted to
I-
brag a little
it's-
bit.
it's
I want my
infectious.
listeners
That's
to be
great.
super jelly. Look, send any thoughts you have on the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Well, your wife is going to be our guest on the next show, so you both can tell us all about it.
Yeah.
I won't be able to
Oh,
tell you
that's
about
true.
it.
Yes,
but
my wife Kendra will be here for the
she's
next
our
episode.
she's our resident Nicholas Sparks expert, so
Sure
she'll
is.
be joining us.
She's been reading hardcore. We'll have to.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see when she's on the show.
We'll
but-
grill her. We'll grill her.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk about Nicholas Sparks and the Red Hot Chili Peppers next time. We'll see you then.